What's up? Hello. Welcome to Sammy and Creepy. If you are new here, my name is Sammy, and this is where I tell you about something creepy, usually something I found on the internet. And I thought for this video, if I don't know who is a Halloween Horror Nights goer, but if you are, then you know they have the Monsters of Latin America house this year, and who better to talk about than El Cucuy, the Mexican boogeyman. Also, I got this sweatshirt from a shop called Toxic Soul on Instagram. They have the cutest designs. I bought another one that says "It's spooky season," and if you have never heard, is it like a TikTok? You know the sound. Okay? Anyway, but they had this El Cucuy season shirt, and I'm like, I need that. I thought I had already filmed about him for YouTube, but I think it was just for TikTok. But yeah, we're gonna do some Mexican urban legends today, starting with the Mexican boogeyman, because he's terrifying. If you don't know, I'm very, very, very interested in all of the legends and lore from around the world. I've done Japanese urban legends. I think I've done Malaysia. I've done quite a few. I have done a couple of Mexican ones already, which is, I think, La Mala Hora and La Llorona. And today we're going to do this guy. And maybe a couple more. We're going to do a couple today, all right? But we're going to start with him. Does America have any good urban legends? I don't even think we... Do we? Besides, like Bloody Mary and stuff? So, according to Mexican folklore, El Cucuy, the Mexican boogeyman, is a small, hideous, hairy little guy with red eyes. He has big ears like a bat, and he has a mouth full of razor-sharp teeth. Now, the story of El Cucuy is used to make children behave, right? So, the legend is that if you don't behave yourself, he will come and take you away. At nighttime, when it gets really dark, he either could be hiding in your closet or under your bed. He can actually take the shape of any shadow. He will watch you silently and wait for his opportunity to get you if you have misbehaved that day. It's said that if he does catch you misbehaving, he will take you to his lair, which is supposed to be deep in the mountains, and he will eat you. I'm actually going to read you a story of someone who believes they have experienced El Cucuy. I grew up in a small town in Mexico. My mother used to tell me ghost stories when I was a child, but none of them scared me as much as El Cucuy. One day I was angry and I cursed at my mother. She got very quiet and she looked at me with fury burning in her eyes. Slowly and calmly she said, "El Cucuy is going to scratch your feet tonight." Something about the way she said it really scared me. That night I went to bed and it took me nearly 2 hours to fall asleep. The next morning when I woke up, I got out of bed and noticed that my feet were sore. I looked down and saw that both of my feet had long red scratches on them. It truly terrified me because I didn't know if El Cucuy was real or if my mother was so crazy that she scratched up my feet while I was asleep to teach me a lesson. Hey, should behave now. Don't be rude to your mom. Now, this next one is called The Red Car. It's about a group of witches in Mexico that travel in this red car. They're looking for men. It's also known as the carriage of the witches. They say in Mexico that there's a scarlet red car that travels at night on the road in Mexico City. Or it says between Mexico City and Cuernavaca. I probably did not pronounce that correctly. Sorry. Usually it's only seen by the men that they're targeting, basically. So men that are traveling late at night or like walking around late at night. So inside the red car, it can have up to 5 beautiful women. And so they'll stop the car and they'll try to entice the man to get inside. Which, what man doesn't want to get in a car with a bunch of beautiful women, you know? It's said that they use gestures and like sensual gestures and like convince him that they'll fulfill his dreams. If the man accepts the offer and gets in the car, he's usually found sometime later on the side of the road, bruised and battered and with symbols carved into his skin. It is actually believed that this is some type of occult ritual and that these victims are being sacrificed to the devil. Some people say that the scarlet lining in the car is actually made from the blood of their victims. And for the third and last one in this video, we're going to talk about La Mala Hora. And I've done a full video on this one, but I wanted to include it in this video because I felt like we're doing like characters, you know, urban legend about some type of monster or possessed or some type of witch, or you know what I'm saying, like urban legends about figures. I find this one to be super creepy. So it's sometimes referred to La Mala Hora, or referred to as the evil one, the evil hour, the evil one. This legend has a few names. Basically, this figure is said to be a wicked spirit or an evil demon that wanders the lonely, creepy, dark roads after midnight and terrorizes people who travel alone. Now, usually it's said that this thing lurks at the crossroads, which if you know anything about crossroads and witchcraft or dark magic, I would say, you know the crossroads is where a lot of rituals are done. So this makes sense that this would be a demon or an evil spirit. This thing actually could be real. This might not just be a legend, which I think legends have some truth to them. So apparently this thing is actually more feared in this area than the devil, which that's scary. It first appears as like a large black shadowy smoky like mass, which, side note, I've actually experienced demonic energy, and that's exactly what it looks like. But it seems to constantly be moving or shaping, like changing its shape, and also change its size rapidly, so it can be larger or smaller really fast. It said that it looks like basically like a large black cotton ball, which again, that is exactly what I have seen when I've had any demonic experiences. That is exactly to the T, which is what makes me think this is real. This is not just a fake legend. Anyone who lays eyes on this demon runs the risk of being driven insane. It tries to hypnotize and paralyze anyone who spots it at night. Anyone who encounters this thing, the way it attacks you is suddenly rushes towards you and like envelops and suffocates you. Sometimes the person is actually found unalived the next morning on the side of the road. Now, other times it can appear as a wicked woman. They say the female personification of evil. She appears wearing black clothing and she looks homely, homeless, messy, unkept. Like, you know what you would imagine a demonic woman to look like. Her hair is super long and dark and just think Samara Morgan. She's like floating. Her feet aren't even touching the ground. People in New Mexico say that she doesn't often show up as a woman, but if it does, that's like the worst omen. When anyone is asked about this demon, everyone says it's an evil thing and they won't talk about it. So yeah, those are 3 creepy Mexican urban legends, or not. Maybe they're not even legends. Maybe they're real. I still think that all legends are rooted in some truth, some experience. It came from something, you know? And I also think you need to be careful with things because one, if you do believe in them, I believe that you can manifest that energy and you can summon things. Yeah, I hope you enjoyed this video. Let me know of any other urban legends that you know about. Any you want me to talk about. Tell me creepy stories. Have you ever encountered or had any experiences with any of these that we talked about today? So yeah, thank you so much for watching. Please be sure to like, share, comment, subscribe, all the things that YouTube wants you to do to let them know that you like my content. And don't forget to stay creepy.